We love again on Saturn's Day. How we doing, y'all, on Saturn's Day? The day of the law. The Reaper and the Soul. Come on, Five Phone. What up, peoples? What's going on? Who is that? Hood Politics, what up? Richie, what up? Melly Mel, what up? Nia, Victoria, what up? Killer Nuts, what up? What's poppin', y'all? Peace to everybody. Come on up in the place to be. Got a couple of things to holler about. Y'all know how we do. So how y'all doing on this Saturn's Day? And it just happens to be on this Saturn's Day. It's 9/11, the anniversary. Man, who was that? What up? Unhangy's children, what up? Roger Roach, what up, boy? Joe Biden gonna kill us. He said Joe Biden gonna kill us. No, he not. Don't put that out there, brother. You got all the tools in the world at your disposal. You just gotta get serious about this shit. So, oh, real quick, before I start, I want to let everybody know on Tuesday, I'll be doing an interview on House of Reawakening Minds with Dr. G. So Tuesday, that should be I think about 7 Eastern or 7:30 Eastern for West Coast time. So make sure y'all tune into that. Check it out. What up, Tish? So yeah, House of Reawakening Minds on Tuesday. So make sure y'all check that out with Dr. G. And also subscribe to her channel because she's off the chain. You know, that's my girl right there. So please make sure y'all subscribe to Dr. G if you haven't already. I know I got some of you people who subscribe to my channel from Dr. G. So appreciate y'all being here. And people who have not gone to see Dr. G's channel, y'all going over there and get down on the knowledge game. She be dropping it. She be having the people on there dropping that information. So, happy anniversary, people. Happy or not happy anniversary of one of the biggest scams in modern history. Yep. Y'all know we talking about 9/11. 9/11. Oh man, Kirk, appreciate you, man. Thank you, brother. Man, that was something. Oh man, man, that was dope. Thank you, brother. But 9/11, y'all know what's up. Y'all, it's 20 years. We got to revisit it. You know they're gonna try to play on your heartstrings. They're gonna try to strum on your shit. And is it a coincidence that it comes right around that we in another crisis 20 years, exactly 20 years from the date? We're in another world crisis that who's created 20 years later. So anybody who knows about 9/11, if you are around, I don't know how old you guys are, but you know, 9/11, when that happened, I was training. I was personal training at LA Fitness at the time. So I had some clients and we were in the weight room and everybody was tripping. Everybody started going to the, there was the cardio room. It was on the other side of the gym. And everybody started flooding on that side because they had the TVs and shit over there. So I'm like, damn, what's going on? I'm just training my client. I ain't really tripping. I'm, you know, into my work. But everybody really huddling over there on the side. I'm like, what the hell? So we go over there and we see, boom, plane crashing in the building. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, and so at that point, you know, we were into the New World Order and all that type of stuff. So we kind of figured this was them pulling the trigger on the New World Order, which it was. But that was the first trigger. See, this is some things they have to implement systematically. They just can't drop the, just drop the hammer and have it all at once. They kind of got to bring you into the fold through fear, right? And they got to mold you into it. It's called order ab chaos. That's the Latin term for it, phrase for it in masonry. It's called order out of chaos, okay? Or problem, reaction, solution in the new modern term. We create a problem, we react to the problem, then we give you the solution, right? Or you react to the problem with fear, and then we come and offer you the solution, and you be like, oh, thank you, Jesus, thank you, government, I love you so much. Can't you want to take my kids out? You can take my kids for saving me. And so this is what you usually do. You bow down and kiss the toenails of the government because they came in and saved you from the problem they created in the first goddamn place. So no different. So 9/11, like I said, at that point, you had Baby Bush as the president. And at that time, he was a dumbass president. He wasn't doing shit. Matter of fact, that nigga had more vacation time. When the planes had hit, he had actually had more vacation time as a president than he had actually spent in office that year. Yeah, that's absolutely insane. By that year, he had more time on vacation than he actually spent in office. That was like his first year. That was like his first year in office. So when them planes hit, I know you've seen the video, him in the classroom, they coming up there and him acting like, first of all, go look at that damn footage. That nigga was reading the book upside down. So this nigga knew this plane was about to start jumping off. I mean, him and his Daddy Bush was really the initiator of a lot of this shit. He's involved in it. If y'all don't know who Daddy Bush is, he was the real motherfucker. Head of the CIA, basically was the president. He was vice president with Reagan, but really he was the real president because Reagan was an old ass, Alzheimer's motherfucker who was basically took naps all damn day, didn't run the country. So while he was napping and forgetting shit, Daddy Bush ran the country. So Daddy Bush been running the country ever since the damn late 60s. Daddy Bush been running the country. And so when Baby Bush got into office, they were just waiting for the plan to unfold. They had the big giant plan, and they just needed to unload it, right? So get Baby Bush in there. You settle down and you wait for us to pull the trigger, and then boom, you go into action. Because when it happened, they said this nigga went into a room and only talked to his daddy, right? They shut the whole shit shut down. All this shit going on. They shut everything down. He gets a call from his dad, and he goes into the room, and only him and his dad speak, right? So that was him letting him know, hey, look, we done set this shit off. Don't fuck it up, little nigga. You do what we tell you to do. You say what we say you to say on TV. And shut the fuck up after that, and we gonna be good. You understand? All right, Dad, we got it. I got it, Dad. And so, if you know, he was saying some crazy shit during that time. But that's what put him on the top, because he came in when the towers went down. He came in standing on top of the rubble and shit with the goddamn firefighter and all this and that bullshit. And, everybody was loving Bush. You're either you're with us or you're against us. When that was the war on terrorism, right? That was what started the war on terrorism. What was that about? Terrorism is not a tangible thing, okay? Because you understand. Sorry, y'all. YouTube keep cutting off the damn lives. I don't know what the fuck be going on with that shit, but where was I? So, damn. See, lost my damn train of thought. So 9/11. Yeah, it's buffering. Oh, I don't know. The whole app shut down. I don't know what the hell be going on with this shit, dude. The whole app shut down when I'm trying to get into some real shit. But so 9/11, they come in, and like I said, that Bush comes in and he's thought of as this huge hero. Oh, so war on terrorism. So terrorism isn't a tangible thing. You got to understand that America, being a corporation, has been bankrupt since the beginning of this damn century, since the beginning of the 1900s, right? Actually, before that, in the 1800s. So they can only operate as a government. They can only operate under Emergency Act. They can only operate under the Emergency Act, which is war powers. So they constantly have to have a constant ongoing war, which you don't even understand. They constantly implement the War Powers Act every goddamn year. Y'all don't know that. This is why America works on executive orders, right? Most everything that comes out is our executive orders that the government runs on. That's why you saw Biden as soon as he got in office, niggas sign, and Trump as soon as they get in the office, and Obama as soon as they get in office, all they do is sign like 18 million executive orders. That's why, because the country runs on that. But the war on terrorism is not a tangible thing. So if I create a war, it's not a tangible enemy, right? It's subjective. You know, whoever I say the terror is coming from, then that could, what I'm saying, then that's the boogeyman. Ooh. If I say it's Mickey Mouse, nigga, Mickey Mouse is the terrorist. Oh, nigga, go kill Mickey and Minnie. Nigga, fuck Disneyland. Nigga, we gotta blow Disneyland up, nigga. So whoever the fuck I say it is, they get applied with the moniker of terrorism, and then we can go fight that motherfucker. So it's an ongoing thing constantly. It's some shit. It's a war that could never end. The war on terror, right? It never end, because terror is not a static thing, or it's not a tangible thing. It's subjective. So that's what that was for, to implement this ongoing war that they can reap money from. You got to remember, Bush, Daddy Bush, and all his homies, which was when he became president, when Baby Bush became president, Dick Cheney, who was the head of Halliburton. These are all government contracted companies who go in military companies who go in and they industrialize places and with military contracts and shit like that. So you gotta understand, these motherfuckers were creating crazy money. Daddy Bush worked for something called the Carlyle Group. Go look that group up. It's called the Carlyle Group. Them motherfuckers were one of the richest goddamn corporations in the goddamn world. Carlyle Group. So this is what was going on behind the scenes when all of this shit is going down. And then you create a war on terror, which is a perpetual war that we can constantly keep funding these military contracts with, right? These companies can keep coming to the government, getting this money and not doing anything, because we don't ever see anything progress, because the war on terror, again, is not a fucking tangible thing. It's some fucking subjective bullshit. If I say this nigga's the boogeyman, then he's the boogeyman. Next nigga, he's the next boogeyman. So we constantly keep doing that shit, right? Boogie, 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 boogie. Right? Everybody's a boogie nigga. So this was a great thing. Down to the fact that America was spending $300 million a day on the war, on the Afghanistan war. This just was reported. This is why you might see some shit happen with your boy Biden, because he wasn't supposed to do that. Whatever this nigga did, this nigga had a brain fart and cut off the goddamn Afghan war, and he wasn't supposed to do that. Nigga, they was $300 million a day. So, but back to 9/11, when the shit started, right? Okay, again, they got to create this big giant boogeyman, right? This big giant. So that day the towers went down, most people don't know. So there's a video, if you can look it up. I think they took it off of YouTube, but if you can find it, please find it. It's called September Clues, right? September Clues, and it gives a whole breakdown about the CGI, how these planes that hit the towers were actually CGI'd in. Please go look that up. Type September Clues CGI video, whatever you have to do to find it, because they took I think they took the video. They may have took the video down or tried to scrub the YouTube for it, but it breaks down on how all the video footage that you saw, because CGI was relatively new in 2001, that all of this shit to today, you can break down old CGI flaws in 2 seconds. And this dude did it. He was a CGI person. He broke down all the frames and how it was the green screen and lines and all. I mean, he killed the whole game on that. He showed how, there wasn't really planes that hit. It was some type of projectile that was shot into the building that blew it up. And it broke this whole shit down. How, these what they call these crisis actors would just happen to be around right when the motherfucking planes hit and happen to be looking up exactly at the right goddamn moment when the planes hit the building and all of that shit. But then you got to get into the deeper aspect of all of this shit, right? So, there are many videos on YouTube that breaks this whole shit down, but Most importantly, they were talking about how the building basically was demolished. Like it was demoed. Like so, basically, everybody who was near the building that day heard explosions, and then it started pancaking, boom, boom, boom. But they heard boom, 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 explosions, and then the building started pancaking, which was consistent with demolition. So you had like these architects and these groups of demolitionists who got together to research that whole thing, and they swear it was called the Architects for Truth or something like that. There was a group of people, these group of 20, like I think it's more than that now, but back then it was like 3,000 architects and a bunch of demolitionists who got together and said there was no way that building crashed from a plane. It pancaked from a plane crash. It was demolished. That was everything that you saw was consistent with a demolition. Now, take that back to all the shit that was going on beforehand, all the spooky, the freaky shit that was going on beforehand in the World Trade Center towers. So, the owner of the building, this motherfucker just had to gang a big ass insurance policy on the building. Just taking that shit out, insurance policy of like $7 billion. And he had talked about it in a video, how he said he was going to have to pull the building, which a pull is a demolition term, meaning, so again, this was all planned. But weeks leading up into 9/11, they said that there were people who worked in the building said there were floors, that major floors, were shut down, right? So certain floors that were shut down, completely shut down, that you couldn't go on. But they heard there was no construction that was supposed to be happening in the building, but they heard construction. Now, guess who was the goddamn head of security for the whole goddamn the World Trade Towers? The head of the old motherfucking security of the whole World Trade Center towers. Guess who the motherfucking top nigga was? George Bush's brother. Yes, baby Bush's brother. See, this the niggas who they hide in the shadows that you don't know about, who be running shit and get shit going so that you don't like. And there's a gang of them damn Bushes. So baby Bush's brother, I forgot his first name, but go look it up. His security company ran security for the World Trade Center towers before they crashed. When they crashed, Daddy or Baby Bush or Daddy Bush's other son. Not the governor of Florida. I forgot the other, but that's I forgot that dude's name. But was it Bo Bush? No, what was this dude's name? I forgot the Florida governor's name, but not him. So you got George Jr. You got George Jr. Then the governor of Florida, Bush, and then there's another brother that y'all don't hear about. This the motherfucker who be doing the dirt on the low. So, and you don't know about, so that they can claim plausible deniability. So he's in the shadows. But this nigga's security company was the head of security for the Trade Center tower when it went down. Y'all think that's a goddamn coincidence? How many people know that? How many people know that the Bushes were security? The Bush family was security for the World Trade Center towers when it went down. Nobody know that shit. So this is the fuckery that they won't talk to you about. Not to mention the hit on the Pentagon. So the hit on the Pentagon, most people don't know that the Pentagon got hit. And not only that, there were some buildings that went down. They saw the building number 7. That was a federal building, right? That was an FBI building that had some records in the building. And that building next to the World Trade Center towers, that building didn't get hit at all. But it somehow they demolished that building. But that building had all the goddamn records in it. But we're just gonna have to pull that just in case, just to make sure that it's safe. You're gonna pull a whole you're gonna demolish a whole goddamn building? First of all, how do you demolish a whole goddamn building in an hour? You have to go in there and set charges and all this and that. That means that shit had already been set up. It had already been set up. You can't set up a demolition within an hour, a couple of hours, even a day. You can't do a demolition in a day. You have to survey the goddamn building, find the look at the structures, where the strongest points of the structure is, so that you can set the charges. I mean, that shit takes a while. But them niggas they demolished that damn building in a day. And most people didn't even hear this. When the Pentagon got hit, How many of y'all knew that the fucking government said they lost, they didn't know where it happened to, $2.5 trillion? Go look this shit up. Donald Rumsfeld says, yeah, we lost $2.5 trillion. We don't know what happened to it. And then next day or a couple days later, fucking 9/11 and the goddamn Pentagon gets blown up where they held them records of $2.5 trillion just vanishing in the thin air. Where the fuck did that money go? You don't lose $2.5 trillion. Do y'all know how much motherfucking money that is? $2.5 trillion. That's the gross domestic product of all of California in 1 year. They basically lost all the money that California would make in 1 year. They lost it. And they were like, oh, we don't know what the fuck that shit is. Oh, yeah. Hey, what happened to the Pentagon? Oh, shit, I don't know, my nigga. The record building. We don't know. Like, shit. So, again, 20 years, this is the 20th anniversary. Now, what also happened 20 years ago? What was that shit for? That was to implement a new world order. As Daddy Bush kept saying about 100 times, we need a new world order. He said that shit in 100 speeches. We need a new world order, new world order, new world order. And then boom, on his son's watch, then this new paradigm, this new world paradigm of terrorism and global terrorism and all this and that shit, it starts to pervade and take over the world, right? So what happened back then that allowed them to be able to create this type of energy? I talked about this on December and my video got taken down. The Jupiter-Saturn conjunction. It happened 20 years ago, around 2000, mid-2000s. Remember, these energies come together for a year to 2 years. When these planets come together, that energy is available for a year to 2 years. And they do major rituals to push society in the world in the way they want it to go using these two energies. Remember, Saturn and Jupiter cancel each other out. One is the planet of fortune and doing things in a big massive way and getting things done in a great massive way and powerful. Then Saturn is the planet of slowing things down. It's the planet of marching. It's the ruler of the law, right? It's the ruler of karma. Energy out, energy back in. So these two things, their energies cancel each other out. They're there for you to use, but no energies dominate the other when they're together. So that means that whatever you want to do, you can push that energy where you want it to go when these two planets come together. They know this. They've been doing these rituals for fucking hundreds of years since they got it from us. And pushing the world the way they want it to go every fucking 20 years. You want to know why some crazy shit happens every 20 years? Because they do these rituals to force the world into the mentality that they want every goddamn 20 years. 20 years ago it happened with 9/11. What happened again 20 years later? They got y'all motherfuckers on the hokey, right? Oh, the world's about to end because of the V, right? Oh, the big bad V is about to kill everybody. Oh yeah, but it's fake as shit. This whole hysteria, the whole hysteria is really fake. They don't really show you any real shit. They just report. Oh, we got so many people doing this. We got so many people doing that. Well, can we see the people? Let's see them. Put them on camera. How many? Let's see all these people that's supposed to be affected. But again, it's a mentality. It's about fear. They don't give a shit about if this shit really works. They're using the energy again to invade the idealism of America first, but then the world. How many people now have you heard say, oh, the unhokey or the unjab, y'all niggas can just die? What? Wait a minute. My taxes pay for health for all of this shit. And you're gonna tell me that no matter what, if I'm paying taxes, that I still shouldn't be helped medically, nigga? Eat a dick, nigga. You about to take my money and give health care to niggas who just got the hokey? Nah. That's some bullshit. Nigga, well, don't tax me then, nigga. How about that? I won't pay you, right? Okay, nigga, don't take no taxes then from me, motherfucker. That's how that conversation should go. Oh, I don't get no health care? Oh, you just gonna let me die, huh? If that shit don't, all right then, nigga, stop taking taxes out of my motherfucking shit then. Because the taxes you taking from me, you trying to sit up here and say that my money goes just to the motherfucker who got hokey. No, nigga. So this is the game that they're trying to play with your ass right now. They've used this new Saturn Jupiter conjunction to push another world order. So again, they needed a new world order. What was the new world order? It was the coming together. It was the consolidation of corporations, right? Consolidation of corporations, the coming together of Big Brother. This is back then, this is when technology was just starting off, right? 2000, 2001. Y'all don't, again, if y'all not old enough, y'all don't remember. Cell phones had just came out. Right then, this is when, like, go look at the Matrix, what we're going to talk about in a minute, the new Matrix that's coming out. But look at the old Matrix in '99. Cell phone things wasn't an anomaly. It was, there was some big shit when that nigga when Neo got hit on the cell phone in the Matrix. That was some new shit. Like, and I was like, oh shit, nigga, look at that damn cell phone. That shit is a piece of junk today, right? But it was brand new in that back then. So it was the coming of technology. They were about to implement technology to take over, which is what they have done. Now, the new world plan is to now link all of it. Now that they got everybody under the technology, they got this technological blanket over the world. Now let's bring it all together under this one world government, right? And how do we do that? We got to get people under the same control. We got to get people all under one umbrella. And how do we do that? We get them to take the same shit. We scare the shit out of these niggas, and they're taking the same shit that we have control of, that they have no idea what's in that shit. No idea what's in it, but believe me, believe us. It's gonna help you. You're gonna save your life. Even though motherfuckers who have gotten hokey have still gotten sick. But then they come out and say, well, even though I was sick, I didn't die. Well, wait a minute, nigga, you won't, the reports are that you won't necessarily kick the bucket if you get it without being jabbed. So why should I get it? So again, it's the new plan. They have to consolidate power. They're consolidating world power, and they have to do it because they need you niggas to come into the game. And most everybody is not doing it. This is the new technological world that they're trying to place everybody. Go look at the new AI world. They're bringing everybody in under artificial intelligence. Again, the programming for what's they put in that hokey, that's a whole different type of thing. You don't understand? They can program DNA and RNA with actual computerized information, pictures and documents and all kind of shit. They can put information into actual DNA and RNA. So this is the new plan this is the new plan that they have, coming out for the world. So again, you got to understand the overall idea of what's about to jump off. So 20 years ago, Saturn Jupiter conjunction to implement 9/11, which was used to implement to get all the technology in, to bring everybody in under this one world. We're gonna implement surveillance all over the place. This is when you got the Patriot Act and all of that shit came in. Patriot Act literally passed in the middle of the night. People who passed the Patriot Act, the congressman said, we didn't read it at all. Somebody wrote it in the middle of the night. They came to Congress and they submitted it, and everybody had an hour to read it and pass it, which meant nobody read it. And they just passed it without reading what's in it. But basically it took away all of your damn constitutional rights. So that was again, phase one. Now they come in to implement. Remember, they have to move. They're moving America to this socialism government. They're moving the whole world. They can't move the world into one world government if you're still a free republic. They have to convert all of these governments and socialist governments first, and then move them together. So this is what they're doing with America. As you're starting to see that the government is taking more control. Again, this is where we get into the Biden mandates that he just announced this week, right? These federal mandates. Before he said, oh, we're not going to do mandates. We're not going to do that. I don't think that won't be feasible for anybody. Boo, boo, boo. We're not doing that. And now this motherfucker comes out. We're tired. We're tired of dealing with you. We're not going to wait anymore. We're tired of messing around with you. We gotta. So this motherfucker, every business that has 100 employees, they're saying that they have to get they're federally required now to get their employees hokey. This is the bullshit that's coming. These are unconstitutional. Again, a mandate is not law. Here, Black's Law Dictionary. Y'all better go out and get one of these. So let's read the word mandate really quick. A mandate, mandate, a command, order, or direction, written or oral, which court is authorized to give and a person is bound to obey, right? A judicial command or precept proceeding from a court or judicial officer, directing the proper officer to enforce a judgment, sentence, or decree, right? So a mandate is something that is issued out of the court by a judge, not a federal, not the governor. If you guys know your governmental systems, you got executive branch, you got legislative branch, and you got judicial branch. These things are supposed to be separate, right? Legislative branch writes laws. Legislative branch writes laws. Executive branch executes those laws that the legislative branch writes. The judicial branch, they interpret the laws that the legislative branch writes, right? So again, a government or a governor or a president is the executive branch. They cannot write law. They can only manipulate motherfuckers into breaking the law or violating your constitutional rights. And this is basically what they've done, which is why you're about to see a flood of goddamn lawsuits coming in. It's already happening. You know, y'all gotta start watching some of these conservative channels. Go back and watch Fox, because Fox is basically the one that be breaking down most of the information now, because they're not in control, so they're gonna tell the truth, right? If you're not in control, then you have nothing to lose by telling the truth on the people who running shit. So Fox News be breaking this shit off. Even Ben Shapiro, you shouldn't, I don't watch that nigga, but on Fox News he said that he's getting ready to sue the government over these mandates, and he's jabbed up. But again, he's pushed. He's like he understands this is unconstitutional, because he's a Khazarian, and so they use religious exemptions constantly for shit that they don't want to get out. The Khazarian religious exemption is real. Them niggas use that shit like a motherfucker. So if they're able to stop this, then that means they can't use that shit for anything else. So he has to fight this, even though he may believe in the jabby jab. He has to fight this for everything else that they may come after you for. So this is the shit that's getting ready to go down. I know y'all don't want to see it, but this is the major battle that you guys have, because you've been so apathetic to your rights and the laws for so goddamn long that now they can just snatch them from you because you don't know you had them. And now you scrambling around like, oh shit, didn't I have a right? Didn't I have a right right here? Oh shit, nigga, what happened to that right I just had? And you looking around for rights, nigga. They be like, nigga, them niggas done jacked that shit, nigga. they done stripped them rights and put it and sent it into the body shop for parts, nigga. Your rights is done. So, but again, not done all the way yet. This is why they're fighting so hard, because you still do have rights, unlike other countries like Australia and Italy and all these places that they're not republics, or they don't have individual state governments that are sovereign, whereas as we do, that blocks us from doing that. So like the 10th Amendment states the separation of the states, right? The states retain their sovereignty, supposedly. Now remember, we're in a corporation, so the states are actually subsidiary corporations of the main federal corporation, right? So they can technically do this because it's a corporation issuing policy to their subsidiary corporations, right? This is what they're doing. But On the surface, they're supposed to look like an actual government, and these states are supposed to look like sovereign governments, or governments retaining some of their sovereignty under the federal government. So you can still kind of go in and get some shit done, right? You can kind of go in and fight for those rights if you understand them. But you niggas don't know your rights, man. This is the most this is the most important time in history for you niggas to know your rights. It is the crazy, like, because they are snatching them. They are snatching them. Did you see that motherfucking, what that fool Howard Stern say? That bitch ass motherfucker. He said, "Fuck your rights. I want my right to live. So fuck your rights. Fuck your freedoms." That's what he said. Now that's gonna come back to bite him in the ass, because you just can't say that about one thing and think that that's only gonna apply to one thing. Fuck your freedom. Okay, well, the government say fuck your freedom. Well, fuck your freedom for everything, nigga. It don't just apply to this. If you tell the government, well, I don't give a fuck about my freedoms, then they be like, oh, word? Okay, well, shit, nigga, no freedom for everybody, motherfucker. Like, shit, nigga, you get no freedom, you get no, nigga, they Oprahing off on your ass. You don't get no freedom, you don't get no freedom, you don't get no freedom, you don't get no freedom. Then niggas just ain't gonna be like, all right, you don't get no freedom just for this vaccine. Nah, that shit ain't happening. So, again, when you give up any power to the government, these niggas don't give it back. Or at the very least, you gotta fight your ass off to get that damn power back from the government, because these niggas that's their game. The government needs to be empowered in order to be able to rule against you. So you give them that damn power. And so I don't know if you guys saw the kids who were trying to get into school, the Caucasian kids who were trying to get into college, and they weren't masked up, and the school tried to have a mandate and said y'all can't come to school without a mask or being jabbed up, and all them kids, they were there, and there was so many of them kids that were there, and they tried to call the police, and the popo was like, man, I ain't into this shit. I ain't in this. You know, I'm not fucking with it. The popo backed off, and all those kids got to go to school. Why? Because there is strength in numbers. But it's not enough for you niggas who know your rights or the law to be able to do that. All them Caucasian kids got together. It was hundreds of them. They was like, nigga, fuck y'all, nigga. We ain't putting on no mask. Fuck you if I'm jabbed. I don't give a fuck, nigga. Let us into school. And they did. They let them little niggas into school. Why? Because it's power, strength, and numbers. But when you know an organization, it's power in organization. But if you don't know your rights and shit like that, it doesn't matter. Which is why most of y'all gonna have to start linking up with a lot of these Caucasian cats. Because you have the emotional energy to power shit, but they got the organizational energy to bring this shit together. So y'all gonna have to link that too. Y'all gonna have to link that shit up. Them Caucasian, them MAGA motherfuckers, you're gonna have to set all the other bullshit aside. Y'all got this one thing in common. Y'all don't want motherfuckers forcing a goddamn foreign ass chemical in your body or your family's body. Y'all need to link on that shit. Seriously. Because if you don't, then they're gonna be able to implement this shit across the board. Across the board. But the MAGA motherfuckers are fighting back. But again, they're not as emotionally powerful as you guys are. You know what I'm saying? They're not, you know what I'm saying? They don't have that emotional energy that melanated, because that's what we are. We put emotional strength and power into every fucking thing we do. So, you know what I'm saying? With you powering that shit. But you got to get out there. You got to link with these motherfuckers, man. Find these different groups, these cats who are trying to fight back against the Cracksination jabs. You got to do it. You got to do it. Right now, it is not a time to be like, oh, fuck that nigga. He racist. Nigga, whatever. Fuck that. Fuck all of that. Them niggas are organized, and they're getting more and more organized against this, but they need everybody to link up, because if it's just them, then nothing happens. It is, man, the only thing that's going to be powerful for you guys in this new system is organizations. You got to get together, groups, organizations. These are the vehicles that you need to link up into to be able to move in this new world order. They don't recognize you as no regular motherfucker. They don't see that. Remember, in a world full of corporations and groups and organizations, nigga, how the fuck they supposed to see your little ass when you down here by yourself? You better link up with a gang of motherfuckers who thinking like your ass, and then boom, now you got some power. Now we can gangster up like, what up, nigga? So, but if you can't do that if you're not together. Again, the Caucasian motherfuckers, they know their rights. This stuff has been passed down to them for years and years and years, so they getting ready. Why you think it was all Caucasian youngsters that they know their right? Parents been telling them, you don't got to do that shit. How many motherfucking melanated parents been telling their kids you don't got to do it? Now, no. 70% of melanated people don't have the jab. 70%. So we inherently, we understand. But that's some inherent shit. We don't know our rights not to be able, not to have them, or not to be able, or not to be obligated to have to get that shit. The Caucasians do. And right now, this is going to be the biggest power. You got to start linking up with some of them goddamn groups. Even the goddamn ACLU. Fuck them niggas. Even them motherfuckers flipped and said that the jab mandates, they thought the jab mandates were good. These niggas fought for your rights across the board. They even fought for racists. In the 60s, they fought for the Klan. Because they said the Klan had the right to speak, even though they didn't agree with what the Klan was saying. The Klan had the right to say it because of the goddamn Constitution, the First Amendment. So they fought for them niggas. But right now, them niggas going against the fucking, going against the powers that be, will take them niggas that, again, it is death. You're canceled if you go against the power structure at this point. So even the goddamn bitch ass ACLU tried to come in and say, you know what, well, man, we think the mandates are good. What, nigga? You know these mandates are bullshit. But they can't poke the bear. So, you know what I'm saying? You're going to have to get, again, into these, and linking up into these organizations. And, to be able to get out of this. Even Joe Rogan, again, it goes so deep. Joe Rogan got the V, right? And mostly probably because he talks about how he was having this crazy weekend. We was drinking weed and doing all kind of fucked up shit, which basically lowered his immune system. So it's not like he just got it because it's just that crazy of a goddamn, he took his immune system down and he got it. He don't even know that's really what he got. Again, influenza is also called COVID, COVID. Both of those. Influenza is also that. It's just COVID-1. So he could have had that. So this nigga threw everything at it, including the I word, the mectin word, and the media started talking about he's taking horse dewormer, right? But this nigga, he got better in 3 days. They don't talk about this nigga got better in 3 days. They're just slandering this nigga, talking about Joe Rogan took horse dewormer and this nigga's crazy and woo-doo and all this and that. So slandering this nigga, making everybody think that this nigga took some horse dewormer. They lying about motherfuckers. They saying people are taking the lower grade of it and filling up the hospitals, and the hospitals got ran up. Who did that? Rolling Stone put that damn story out saying that hospital beds were being taken up by people who are overdosing on the lower grade of this shit. So it's all lies, dude. It's a push. They have an agenda. They have a plan. They have to get to this shit by a certain time. Remember, when they implement plans, these plans be on time frames. So, they'll give you a little bit of time to do it on your own, but if that ain't happening, then we got to come push you niggas. And then if they, you know what I'm saying? And if you understand, you have to be able to push back. Joe Rogan is suing CNN right now. He's like, fuck you niggas. I ain't gonna let you niggas just slander me talking about I'm taking horse dewormer, nigga. Fuck that. So Joe Rogan is suing is suing CNN. But so basically, if you take down the whole plan, the jab is being used to implement this one world plan or whatever they got going, which also involves the five, the nickel G. And so whatever happens when they flip that shit on for real, we don't know. But if you hokied up, I don't want to see it. I don't want to see what happens. But again, remember, this is how they are putting you within this new global system. They have to do this. Why? Why do they have to do this? Why was one of the reasons they have to do this? Because one of the reasons is cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency was allowing you to be disconnected from the main system. Because there's no way you can track cryptocurrency, right? Because let's do Bitcoin. Bitcoin, the information is shared on millions of computers around the world, right? So there's no way that they can corrupt that or shut it down. But what they can do is come and slander Bitcoin and then and take down Bitcoin stock, or manipulate the stock here and there to make you scared and fear Bitcoin so that you will run away from it, to make it seem like it's not real or it's nothing, or it's not the future. But that allowed you to be separate from the system, because again, it's on millions of computers. So in order to corrupt it and break it down, they would have to take over 51% of the computers in the network, which is impossible, right? Because all these networks run on different systems and shit like that. So there's no way you can take down 51% of the computers within the Bitcoin system at once. It's just impossible. So, but why? How do we handle this? This is allowing people to get out of our system to become truly free, because I can send money back and forth between somebody across in Africa and not have the government know about it. Just between me and this nigga in Africa, I can send this nigga $1,000 to help his village if I need to, but the government don't have to know shit about it. See, this is a disruptor. This is a disruptor. It's because it's called person to person or peer to peer, meaning the government don't got shit to do with it. They can't track it. They can't do shit. So how do we do? Then we got to track you then. If we can't track your money, then we can track your ass. We can track your ass. If we can't track the money, we can track your ass who got the money. Okay? And so again, and depopulation is a major part of this shit, because you can't run a farm efficiently when you have too much stock, right? If it's too much stock running around the goddamn farm, then you can't, your sheepdogs, they can't herd and rattle all the goddamn sheep if there's too many of them. So we got to take some of you niggas out. We got to cull the herd. That's what it's called, culling the herd, right? Something that Kill Bill talked about in his TED Talk. How can we use the VCs, the jabby jab, to take the population down? This is what he said. How can we use the jab to take the population down? But then this nigga comes out 5 years later with when the Pandeezy hits, he comes out, his firm, his jab firm, Moderna, comes out and says, "Oh, we're gonna save everybody now." Like, don't forget everything I said 5 years ago about trying to take everybody out with the jab. Now we're gonna save everybody, because we just love everybody now. We see how bad it is with the V. We just want to save everybody. We're sorry. We didn't really mean that. When y'all believe that bullshit. So yeah, this is what's going down right now. It is the major plan. And then they come out and they just find out this week that your boy Fauci did lie in front of Congress when he said that America didn't fund gain of function research in the lab in China. He lied. But did you hear any of that bullshit on any of the major news forms? Nah. They had that nigga on and didn't ask him nothing about it. This nigga lied in front of the federal government. Matter of fact, they trying to get this nigga on charges right now for lying. But you ain't hear nothing about it on none of them damn liberal bullshit. All you hear is on Jimmy Kimmel, if we fighting over hospital beds and one dude is jabbed up and the other dude ain't jabbed, then the dude without the jab, he don't get the hospital bed, he get to die. If you the crazy nigga, this is, y'all don't understand. This mentality is crazy. You cannot have a country sustained when you have a mentality like that, when the people are turned on each other. When you sit up here and you say you don't have any empathy for anyone unless you do as I say. Unless you just like me, you do exactly what the fuck I say, then you don't deserve to live. That's a country that's about to be defeated. Not to mention all the other, emasculating the men and shit, turning everything feminine, and it's a whole thing to take you away from revolution when they try to flip this thing, which is what they're doing, right now. The fear. You ain't gonna try to, even if you see it may be wrong for you, the fear is gonna halt you from doing anything about it, because I'm more scared of dying than I am of you taking my rights. So you go right ahead, nigga. I'll figure this right shit out later, nigga, when I'm down the line, when I'm still breathing. But you can have that right now, nigga. And that's what most of you are doing. Again, you have to get knowledgeable. This is the only way to live in a lawful society, a legal society. You have to know the laws and the rules, which is, again, this is why we created, I told you guys about the organization that we were creating, the Know Your Rights Foundation. It's up and running now. We got it going. All right, so now this is the first time I mentioned it, the launch. So you guys can go to knowyourrightsfoundation.org, right? Check out the website. We have a volunteer section on there. You know, right now, our main goal is to get, you know, basically these law packages, to get these law packages in the hands of people who are underprivileged and who can't afford them. So if you go to there, you can donate to help, you know, to try to donate some of these packages. If you want to donate and then say send it to somebody, you know, please do that. But you know, we're up and running. It has information on, you know, on certain on police stop law and traffic stop law. We're going to be adding more to it, but go to the volunteer section and see if you fit one of those and fit one of those titles that we need. We need help from, you know, we need help from legal professionals, you know, from just volunteers who know about nonprofits. And we're building this up to have the power to be able to do what we need to do inside this new society, this new world coming up. If we're an organization that's called Know Your Rights Foundation, and we have all the power behind that, of the law behind that backing us, then what do you think we'll be able to do in the future? And we're not a 501c3, whereas 501c3s, they can't be public. They can't be political. If you're a 501c3 nonprofit, you can't promote any politician. You can't raise money for politics. You can't do anything politically, right? If you do, you get your status taken away. But there's also something called a 501c4, which is a public welfare organization, which is what we're doing. We're teaching the public the law, right? So that allows you. So what it does, the difference is 501c3. If you donate to a 501c3, you get a tax write-off. 501c4, you can't, if you donate to a 501c4, you don't get a tax write-off, but we can do more with the money. We can be political and get things done within society because with your donations. We can lobby, we can create a lobby. You can lobby against lobby for politicians. You can campaign for politicians. You can get some legal things going, whereas organizations like Black Lives Matter and all those, they couldn't do anything like that. Black Lives Matter just became a nonprofit in August of 2000. They weren't an organization before that. Most people don't even know that. Y'all been sending money to motherfuckers who wasn't even a goddamn legal nonprofit. But they had all this power. But what did they do with the power? Nothing. Now their name is so down in the gutter, they can't do anything. And what have they heard? What have you heard them about your rights on the jabby jab? Have they been helping people in the hood with their rights on the jabby jab? Creating some type of organization, some type of pushback for the people who don't want to get that shit? No, you haven't heard anything about that shit. So again, these are the type of organizations we're gonna have in order to be able to move past this shit. You gotta bulletproof yourself up, and you're only gonna do that shit with the law. So this is one of the logos. This is our circle logo for the Know Your Rights Foundation.org. And y'all see we got the Phoenix. We got Saturn, the ruler of the law, sitting right on top of the Phoenix. You see the scales in there. I know you see the sunlight, the sun, the true sun behind the scales in the back. I know you see the six-pointed star, which is as above, so below. That's two pyramids, one going up, one going down. Y'all better recognize the science up in this bitch. But this is it, the Know Your Rights Foundation. This is the logo. So go to knowyourrightsfoundation.org, check it out, donate, buy some of the products. So again, we sell the police stop law packages on the Know Your Rights Foundation website. It doesn't come with the melanin book. That's something separate. That's Real Nagas. Real Nagas is separate from the Know Your Rights Foundation. But so if you want the books, you got to go to Real Nagas and you'll still get the package. But if you just want the police stop package, go to the real knowyourrightsfoundation.org. And we have everything. We have everything there, all the whole package, including, the police stop flashcards. Oh, we upside down. So including the police stop flashcards, and this is just the first volume. We're coming out with volume 2. We're working on that right now. So this is volume 1. We're going to keep creating volumes because the law just doesn't stop at one deck of flashcards. We're going to create flashcards on the Supreme Court system so that you guys can get familiar with that. This is the things we're doing. We have to get you guys established in just basic law so that you guys know your rights. But we want to elevate that. And so to do that, we have to get, we have to get funding. That'll be able to fund and have in-house constitutional rights lawyers. So people be able to, that we can be able to go to if somebody's constitutional rights are violated. We have somebody in-house for that. But we need donations for that. So again, this is the major launch for this. This is the push for this. Today, no one's heard about the Know Your Rights Foundation except for the people within it. You guys are the first people to hear about this today. KnowYourRightsFoundation.org. We have launched. Everything is up and running. And so our goal is to get this information into the public, into the community, so that everybody, I told a story. My goal is to get all of this information into the hood. Like if you're older, back in the 90s, in the late 80s and 90s, people don't know about this, but there's a movie called The Mac, right? This is where you get I'm Macking from, right? There was a pimp named the Mac. There was Max Julian. And he was in this movie. Now that was with Richard Pryor, Max Julian, and so this is the legendary the legendary movie in the hood called The Mac. This is why you got the term The Mac, comes from this movie, right? Now in the hood there was a bootleg of this. Every nigga in the hood had a bootleg of The Mac. In the 90s, everybody, no matter who you was, you had a bootleg of a bootleg of a bootleg of the Mac. You had it, right? And so this is what, I don't want you to necessarily get your bootlegs, but I want this to be in the hood. These books to be in everybody's house in the hood, like the legend. Like, man, you seen that Know Your Rights book, nigga? Y'all check that shit out, and then just have it in the hood. So again, if it's laying around, even if you're not on it in the first place, eventually you're gonna pick this goddamn thing up and start looking through it and be like, you know what? God damn. Wait a minute, wait. The police don't got the right to beat my ass? Oh shit, nigga. Like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. The police don't got the right to just go in my pockets? Wait a minute. I thought these niggas. No, they do not. They don't got the right to do any of that. And especially now with the new jabby jabs, they're gonna be implementing a whole new set of enforcement. So you're going to have to know how to deal with the popo, because that's going to be their first line of enforcement is the popo when they get you. This is going down. So if you don't know how to deal with them right off the bat with reasonable suspicion, if you don't know that they don't have the right to talk to you, if you haven't committed a crime, they just can't suspect you of some shit. Suspicion is not a crime. But if you don't know any of that, your heart starts pumping like this when the popo come up. You get a lump in your throat. You get a fucking Volkswagen caught in your throat and shit. And you start sweating and shit. This is called police-itis. This is a real damn shit. How many of y'all get that damn shit when the popo roll up? Your heart start pumping, you start sweating, you start shaking and shit, your mouth dry up. Nigga, that's some real shit. That's the same type of shit you get when you get sick or a virus or something. So we call that police-itis when these motherfuckers roll up on you. This is the only cure for police-itis. Is knowing your goddamn rights. Or being rich and having a goddamn lawyer to go look it up. But if y'all ain't none of them, y'all ain't rich, this right here, constitutional rights card, right here, explaining your rights. Letting them know that you don't answer questions. When they get to, hey, where you coming from? Where you live? Where you going? Did you have anything to drink tonight? Did you do all of them goddamn questions? You ain't got to answer none of that shit. But you do. Why? Because you got police-itis and you think, oh, if I just answer these questions, he's going to let me go. No, what he's asking you those questions for is to see how you react to those questions. He know you're going to say no to all of that shit or give him some bullshit answer. What he's doing or she's doing is trying to see your reaction to those answers. Because if you react in a certain way, then that gives them reasonable suspicion that you're lying. This is why you say, I don't answer questions. Nigga. No, but don't say it. But I don't answer questions. Remember, on the back, this lets the police officer know what'll happen to them. If they violate your constitutional rights, you're going to place a lien on that police insurance called a public official bond that they have. Most people don't know that. And also, when a police officer roll up, try this. When a police officer roll up, first thing you should say is, what's your name, your badge number, and your police surety number? And your surety bond number. Sorry. What's your name, badge number, and police surety bond number? Ask them that and see how they face change. So again, you know, when they violate your rights, they get qualified immunity. But this right here alerts them to how they lose that qualified immunity. If they violate your rights, they knowingly violate your rights, which is why you get them on camera doing that. And this gets to this is the Supreme Court case on the back that lets them know that. And this is the notice that comes with that has all of the Supreme Court cases on here. This is a big one down at the bottom. This is called Owens versus City of Independence. And it says a municipality has no immunity from liability under Title USC, USC, that's United States Code, Title 42, Section 1983. That's a civil lawsuit. When they violate your rights, you can civilly sue them. So it says a municipality has no immunity from liability under Title 42, 1983, flowing from its constitutional violations, and may not assert the good faith of its officers as a defense of such liability. That means they can't say, well, he thought he was doing right. You know, he was acting in accordance with his job. He thought he was doing good. Well, this says right here, nah, nigga, you can't assert that. You have a right to know. The police officer is supposed to know the laws that they're enforcing. So, again, this lets them know all this. This is all in the back. So, again, all of this together, the police stop law package. Boom. This is where it starts. This right here. These are where it starts. Right here. This is it. Along with this police stop flashcards, volume 1. Oops, upside down. Volume 1. Right here. And then the public official bonds book. You already know. Once they violate those rights, you got a public official bond book. They got police insurance. That's what I just said. So that first question, you say, well, what's your name, your badge number, and your police surety bond number? That means every police officer has to have a surety bond. And they don't think you know anything about that. So if you say, what's your surety bond number, their whole face gonna change. Their whole face gonna change, right? So this tells you how to place a claim on that bond if they violate your rights. See, most people don't know that. This is the hidden secret. Y'all don't know that no one knows about this. Most people in government don't even know about this because they hide the bonds all over the place. But in the law, it tells you where to find those bonds. And so in the back here, I give you the laws of every state to where to go find the bond law so that you can properly place the lien on their bond. And most people don't even know. If you go look in the law and a police officer is supposed to have a bond in the law and you find out that police officer doesn't have a bond, you can sue the state. You can sue the goddamn state for hiring a police officer without a bond. This is some shit. This is real shit that you can implement and you can do when your rights are violated. But again, you should know your rights and not even let it get to this point. The police officer shouldn't even have the audacity to get to that point where you're violating your rights, because right off the bat, you're supposed to be firing off on him. Boom, 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 hitting him with law, letting him know that you ain't the person to fuck with on this one. Hey, nigga, you better go pull somebody else over down the street who don't know that shit. I'm the wrong one. Officer, I'm the wrong one. And you're only gonna let them know that by knowing the law. That's it. So, where's my name? So just so y'all know, because it's coming, the one world order, what they're going to implement is the hokied against the unhokied. It's coming, and you're going to have to be linked up in societies and groups and organizations that are powerful enough to be able to push back against this bullshit. So again, let's get this Know Your Rights Foundation to a supreme level, to where we have so much power they can't deny us. Especially with a name called Know Your Rights Foundation, which is crazy to me that the name wasn't even taken already, but hey, it was meant for us. But so Know Your Rights Foundation, we are in full effect. So let's get this motherfucker, let's get it as powerful as we can get it. Okay? Powerful as we can get it. This is the tool, the vehicle that we're going to be able to use within this system, be able to get shit done. Same vehicles and shit that they use. All we did was just follow the same goddamn rule that most people don't know about. But we do need power, and we do need help to get this shit going. So get to spread the word out, get the information out. If you got the package already, make sure people are seeing it. if you have the resources to donate a package to somebody, buy a package and then send it to somebody who doesn't have it. It's all about getting the information out there. We need to flood the hood with this information. Just have it when you walk over somebody's house, you see the Know Your Rights manual sitting on somebody's couch, just because it's so many of them out there. We got it out there, and then eventually these people will start to learn and understand that this is the only way for you to be able to get back, for you to get remedy, and for you to have peace of mind. Because when the police popo roll up, if you're not scared of the police, it's a whole different game. How many of y'all know that world? Not being afraid of the popo when you roll past them and you see them. Hey, what up, nigga? How many of y'all don't talk to the police when you walk by them? I bet 99% of y'all, when you see the popo, y'all either don't say nothing, you keep looking straight, act like you don't see him, you turn and you go the other way. How many of y'all do that? Because you scared. You think this motherfucker has every right in the world to do whatever the hell they want to you. Well, they don't. And when you get the confidence to know that, it's a totally different ball game. It's a totally different ball game. I keep telling people, learning the law is like trying to tell somebody who grew up in the Mojave Desert. Oh, appreciate you. Who was that? Oh, man, I can't see. Oh, man, appreciate you. Damn, it disappeared. But learning the law or knowing the law is like trying to tell somebody who grew up in the desert, completely just nothing but desert. No water, no nothing. Completely grew up in the desert. You go to them and say, hey, man, there's a place called Hawaii that got beautiful trees and flowing and waterfalls and beautiful animals and flying and all this and that. And you be like, that motherfucker, get your bitch ass out of here. What? Waterfalls? Nigga, get the fuck out of here. Ain't no such thing as no goddamn waterfalls. You see this shit around here? But again, there is a place called Hawaii with beautiful. I mean, if you've never been to Hawaii, y'all niggas need to go to Hawaii. Goddamn, it's awesome. But there is that place called Hawaii with all this beautiful shit. But you could never tell that to somebody who grew up in the desert and who doesn't make the effort to go see. However, all he had to do was just make the trek. All he needs is the motivation and desire to see something different, to be different, and then move towards that goal. And he would go find that there's a beautiful place called Hawaii, and he would never go back to that damn desert. He would go, trust me, you go to Hawaii, your ass don't ever want to come back. I'm telling everybody who go to Hawaii try to figure out, hey, man, can I live here? Like, how much is it? You looking up on the phone, how much is it to live and shit? That shit is great. But again, you could never tell that to somebody who grew up in a world where they can't conceive that. That's the same thing like the law. I can't tell you how great it is to know the law to come out on the other side. You have to go through it. But I'm trying to tell you, it's Hawaii. It's Hawaii in the dead of winter in Chicago. Y'all know Chicago. Chicago get cold as shit in the wintertime. But again, knowing the law is like being in Hawaii in the dead of winter. I can't tell it to you. You have to experience it to understand and know. So everybody, get on your goddamn game. Get this goddamn law. Again, oh, real quick, the Matrix. So again, why the Matrix that they're coming out with the new Matrix? Y'all need to peep this shit. The new Matrix is getting ready to come out. They just released the trailer yesterday for the new Matrix. Man. There again, why you think that again it came out 20 years ago when they were trying to implement this whole one world system. That shit fucked people's minds up back then. It was trying to break down to you what was going on in the system. Matrix and Empire Strikes Back are my yin and yang movies. They're one and one. They go together. They're yin and yang together, right? I wouldn't pick the best between them, either one. They literally, if I had to pick my top movies, they're over here, away from any other movies, and then all the other movies is over here. Matrix, the first Matrix, Empire Strikes Back. Boom, yin and yang. But now they're implementing they're introducing another one. 20 years later, you think that's a goddamn coincidence? During another conjunction? That comes out in December on HBO Max. The new Matrix, just so y'all know, December. I think it comes out Christmas Day. They releasing the shit on Christmas Day. Again, so this is some major shit getting ready to go down, y'all. It's been happening. Man, please, please, please get to the point to where you know your rights. I just read to you, mandates are not law. They're issued by the court, which is why they're trying to get them into the courts with that one crazy decision with that judge taking this lady's children away, just her kid away, her son away, because she wasn't hokied up. Totally out of nowhere. The husband didn't ask for it or anything. Excuse me. The husband didn't ask for it or anything, but he just was like, yo, you hokey? No, I'm taking the kid away until you go get jabbed up. So if these start getting into court, they become court mandates. You can still fight them because they're still not constitutional. But it's that much harder when they start getting into the court like that. So you have to start linking up. I'm sorry. Y'all don't like Caucasian people. You got to get over that shit because you're trying to survive right now. If y'all don't see the writing on the wall that they're trying to create a two-class citizenship of the hokied and the unhokied, the hokied are going to be the first-class citizens. The unhokied going to be the second-class citizens. And this is around the world. This is around the world. So y'all better be prepared for this shit. Unless y'all don't want to be second-class citizens and be in this shit, you got to get into the game, learn the law, and then link up with like-minded people who are trying to, not trying, but working to take that whole shit down. And some of that's going to be your Caucasian counterparts. Sorry to tell you. You got to get past your bullshit. I don't like Caucasian people. Nigga, fuck Caucasian. They devils, nigga. They whatever, nigga. Right now, where you at right now? What reality are you in right now? You are in America, and you are a second-class citizen in America that they're trying to destroy and take your rights, subvert your rights. Who else are they trying to do that to? Oh, these niggas over here? Well, y'all got something in common. Y'all need to link up and then start gangstering off. Y'all need to do a Marvel team up. Who just saw the What If episode? If y'all ain't watching What If, Marvel What If, y'all tripping. God damn it, that shit is off the chain. But Marvel What If episode that just came out. Man, y'all got to go watch that shit. The Marvel What If episode that just came out was about what if the Marvel superheroes were zombies. That's all I'm gonna say. Go watch that shit. What if the Marvel superheroes were zombies? And then they got the team up. So you have these unlikely team ups that when shit hits the fan, and this is life and death, all your other bullshit, your petty bullshit goes out the window. We need to, what's the one goal that we have, the survival goal that we have right now? We need to link up on that. And so that's what y'all need to start doing with some of these organized Caucasian people who are fighting back against the jabby jab. Because they know their rights. Y'all don't. They're very versed in that shit. They have a history, it's in their culture to know their rights. It's not in ours. So we need to get there. And this is what Know Your Rights Foundation is for. So go to knowyourrightsfoundation.org. Check it out. Go around, look up, make sure it teaches you. Go to the Terry stop page, the traffic stop page, probable cause. Learn all your laws. Again, we have a traffic stop scenario page. A lot of those are the questions that are on the flashcards. We have that in the traffic stop scenario page. Again, we have the community, the volunteer page. So go there and see if you're able, if you're one of the people on the list that are able to help. But if you're not one of the people on the list and you just want to help, whatever, just hit us up. Leave us an email. That's at info@knowyourrightsfoundation.org. You'll go on the website. You'll see the contact. So again, we have launched. Let's get this shit going. Let's make this organization bigger than BLM, because we'll actually have the power to do something behind it because of the type of organization we are. Again, we're already set up. 501c4. You know who else is a 501c4? The NRA. That's the type of power we're talking about. The NRA is a 501c4. The NCAA is a 501c4. Go look up these are big organizations who have political power behind them. That are these 501c4s. And so that's what we are. But now we have to get, oh man, appreciate you. Who was that? Kimberly, appreciate you. But now we got to get the people backing us behind it. All right. An organization is only as strong as its members, who's in it, who's building it up. So this is where we are right now. I appreciate y'all, man, because y'all for sticking with us on this. All the people who hit me up as volunteers, you know, I still have your emails. I'm gonna have to go back through them. But if you're watching right now, please go to knowyourrightsfoundation.org and just leave me another email on that email so that I can have everybody in the same place. Because you know, it's kind of scattered. I get so many different emails from so many different people from different things. Know Your Rights Foundation has to be one different thing. So just go to that website and leave an email on there. And for the people who wanted to send me some stuff, I didn't have a mailing address for you because you guys wanted to send me some products if you wanted to promote, you know. And if you got a good product, you know, if I feel it's morally right and connected to it, please send me your product. I'll check it out and I'll promote your product, no cost at all. You know, because I know how hard it is to get your product out there. But if you truly got something you think that'll help the people, you know, that'll help the earth, anything like that, you know, please hit me up. I'm definitely, man, I want to promote that type of stuff because, you know, we have to counterbalance the energy that they're putting out. We have to put out this positive growth energy in that same way that they're trying to they're trying to create this consolidation of, you know, they're trying to whittle things down and make it smaller and consolidate and, you know, separate. No, we have to make things grow. That's the energy we have to be on. So I'm willing to do that. If you got something that you need to be able to put out there, oh man, appreciate you. Who was that? Terrence, appreciate you. So if you got something that you need to put out there, please let me know. You'll send it to me. So the email, I mean, not the email, but the mailing address. So you want to send it to Real Nagas at 3680 Wilshire Boulevard, Suite P04, box number 405. All right. That's Los Angeles, California, 90010. All right. So again, if you got something to send me, products, you guys been asking me and I didn't want you to send it to my house. So now I have a place for you to send it. Again, 3680 Wilshire Boulevard, Suite P, as in Paul, P04, box number 405. Yes, that's 9. Pick that on purpose. Los Angeles, California, 90010. All right. So if you got something to send me, send it there. I will get it. I will go over your product or whatever it is you want to send me. If you just want to send me, you know, a thank you or a hello, whatever, send me a hello. That's where you want to send everything now that you guys can do it. But again, Know Your Rights Foundation is in full effect. That's what we're doing. If you guys want the Great Book of Melanin Research, you still got to go to realnagas.com, and I will still give the full package on this. But the Know Your Rights Foundation is a completely different thing. This is, you know, again, if you want to donate there so that we can get this information out into the communities. That's what we're doing over there. But again, this book is only being sold on realnagas.com because we got to keep those things separate. So Real Nagas for this and Know Your Rights Foundation if you just want the police stop package. If you want both, you can go to Real Nagas and get the book. All right. So that's it. That's all I got. This 9/11 bullshit that they're trying to implement. Again, the first 9/11 was the one beginning or pushing you towards a new world order. This new crackination paradigm is another one. They're trying to push. This is the second part of it, moving you closer and closer. Again, who's doing this? Who knows about this type of energy to be able to do this type of shit? Again, they've been running this shit for a long time. These occultists, these so-called elite occultists at the top. They're working our energy. It's time for us to take it back. But they're able to do that to you because they place down these rules and shit to control society, and then we get so bogged down with the everyday mundane shit in society that we don't try to learn the rules. The rules is how you subvert society, make things easier. Think about that. In Monopoly, Monopoly is a lot harder for the motherfuckers who don't read the rules. So this is where we are. This is what we're doing. KnowYourRightsFoundation.org. Everybody, let's support, because we're gonna make this shit big. We're gonna make this shit bigger than BLM, goddammit. It just is. It already has more power. We're already doing more. We already have material and tools that we're already implementing to make sure that you're able to get through what you need to get through. Oh, appreciate you, Brandon. Man, thank you, brother. Appreciate you, Brandon. Man, what's up? Thank you, brother. So we're giving out tools. We need tools, be able to do, you got to open the door. You got to open the locked door. You need a tool. right? So this is where we at right now. Come and get these damn tools. And I'm about to go get me a turkey burger. Burger Lounge, I'm on my way, goddammit. Everybody else, I'm gonna holler at y'all later. Oh, if you want the status class, oh, I forgot to say this. So the true way to get out of this shit is really changing your status. So that's a whole different thing. Changing your status takes you out of the corporation. And so remember, corporate policy is only for people within the corporation. If you're not in the corporation, you don't have to abide by corporate policy. So if you want to change your status, get back to Aboriginals. The Aboriginals is the true original status in the world. It's recognized by all governments in the world. So if you're trying to get back to that, make sure you go to patreon.com/realnagas and sign up to one of the status class levels. At the highest level, I give you the paperwork for free when you're able to explain the paperwork. So I have questions, I have videos. You can go watch the videos at your leisure. I think there's like 20-something videos on there now. I add more videos as well. Every other week, I do a status class review. So make sure that you guys are getting it. You know, so we enter the class. That's about 2 to 3 hours where we're asking questions. You can ask me questions. I ask you questions to make sure that y'all ain't bullshitting and fucking around. Oh, who was that? Who was that? No, who was that? Oh man, I can't see it. Fade it out. But you know, so this is how we're gonna do it. We got to get on the law. Either you want to get out of the system, when it's not really out of the system. Your status is actually having 1 foot in and 1 foot out. That's what I teach. I teach you contractual law so that you can have 1 foot in and 1 foot out. That is the best way to have status. Oh man, appreciate everybody hitting the super chat. Man, I love you guys. Thank you. I'm not able to see. Y'all know my eyesight be on some crazy shit. but I would shout you out if I could see it. But you know, this is where we're going for that. All right. So we got to do it. This is what we're doing. We got to do it. I appreciate y'all. And status class people. I was supposed to have a class today, but I had to get this out. This is the anniversary of the 9/11, so I'll have a status class review next week for all the status class people. But again, patreon.com/realnagas if you want to sign up to the status class levels, highest level. You get the paperwork for free when you're able to explain it. All right, there's already questions already there for you to be able to answer everything. If you need some study, you need any information to help you out, you can hit me up. That's how we get down. And it's also a family type of environment there. When you come to status class, you understand that we're in a community. That's who we are. I want this to be a community of like minds, so that you don't. I get hit up by a lot of people all the time to say I'm the only person in my town or in my block or in my that's on this stuff. Well, this is what we create these communities for. This is why this is your people. People who are all gathered here together watching me right now, taking in this information. You are all on the same vibration, at least in part. So this is what we vibe on. Get together with the people. Start classes in here. Eventually, I'm gonna be able to start. Want to start a Discord where we can all really link up, and you can really have a community to do that. But until then, when we're in the chat, get people's numbers. Start talking to people. Link up. This is how we communicate. This is how we connect. When you're in here together, that means we're on the same frequency. Especially if you're agreeing, then you need to be able to link up with them people. This is the benefit of the internet. There's a lot of fucked up shit about the internet, but this is one of the great things about the internet, to be able to link people who are not in proximity. All right, we can still harmonize and do what we need to do. So everybody get together, get into the Naga community, and you really get into it when you go to the Patreon. But right here, through the comment section, link up with people. There's also in the status classes, there's also a study group that happens every weekend. So if you guys get in that and you want to get in that study group, hit me up and I'll get your names out to the person who runs that study group, and we can get it going, man. Again, we have these things going. We got to get this information going. So again, that's it for me. I'm hungry as shit. About to get me a turkey burger. I'm gonna let y'all later. Thank everybody. RealNagas.com and Patreon.com/RealNagas. I'm gonna let you. Peace.